So next topic on WearTesters Trash Talk with MJO23Dan and Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Well, this is kind of a weird thing, especially since we're both from the same era, but we still continue to watch the game. Who's better player, LeBron or Jordan?
You notice my pause there, right?
This is one where even I'll question it, because like, look, MJ's the GOAT, period.
Yeah.
Right? Without MJ, there is no LeBron. Without MJ, there's no Kobe.
It's hard to...
But without Dr. J, there's no MJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a GOAT of every generation.
It's hard to pick someone out of the crop and just be like, whoa, that's the greatest. I mean, I would say Jordan, just because you can transplant Jordan into this era, and, you know, with the no hand check, and he'd still dominate.
The thing is that if you put Jordan's skill set, Monstar style, inside of LeBron's body, that's the most unstoppable player ever.
Yeah, but if you put LeBron's body that he has right now into the 80s, where they had a bunch of centers, forwards, he could definitely play.
Oh, for sure. As long as he didn't I don't think that he would, because the mentality back then was different, but as long as you didn't like flop and like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd really have to like plow into people.
Yeah.
Because I see LeBron do it, but with smaller guys and stuff like that, which is cool. Like, use your matchup to your advantage, but like going up like against a Bill Laimbeer. That
becomes a mental like thing too.
Like, these guys like would like pummel people. You know what I mean? Like, there were games where Jordan was like, are they physically trying to hurt me? Like, are they trying to really hurt me? Like, end my career type shit. And that's the thing that, like, LeBron hasn't dealt with that.
Right.
But his body, his physical stature is literally unstoppable. That'd be like if you put LeBron's skill set and speed inside of Shaq. Ooh, that would be dangerous.
Wow. And there still hasn't been a player like Shaq.
Shaq is the most dominant center that the NBA's ever had.
Right.
I know that a lot of people, skill set wise, this is where the comparisons are valid, because skill set wise, Hakeem is better, but Shaq is bigger.
Right.
Like, more unstoppable.
And you think about Shaq transplanting him in his prime, in today's NBA, he just like bulldozer everywhere.
He would obliterate everybody.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Remember when Shaq cross-country'd it? He grabbed the rebound, went all the way down the lane, including a crossover, and then dunked that shit. You remember that?
Yeah, but you remember that video? I think it was against Chris Dudley. He did that dunk and he did that push, like, I'm here.
Yeah, dude, incredible players, all of them. The thing is that if you're witnessing greatness, no matter who it's from, why use that to then discredit somebody else?
It's a question mark that gets thrown up out there.
As of right now, though, the world may never know.
I don't know, a lot of people can get that.
The world may never know.
This is kind of interesting. Do you think Klay Thompson's career, what do you think it will be in the long run?
So I would like to know that from you, because you're being a Warriors fan.
Well, I think that he's one of the most underrated players, period, in the NBA right now. He's the best two-way player in the league. He plays defense at an incredibly high level for 4 quarters. And then on top of that, any quarter you can go off offensively and like crazy. Like, the dude can't miss sometimes. So,
if you took Klay out of the Warriors lineup and they have who they have, do you think they can still win that NBA championship?
No.
No. So they need Klay to be able to...
Klay's the defensive glue of that team.
Okay.
And then Draymond's the muscle.
Got it.
Like, if you get past Klay, then you got Draymond to deal with.
Yeah.
And now Boogie. Good luck.
Well, a Boogie that is healthy.
Yeah, but still, even then, that's just a big body.
Yeah. I mean, because Kobe came back from an Achilles tear and he wasn't really the same. I think I saw this on social media. The game before, Kobe was actually still dominating. He got like 40 plus points against Portland and I don't know how many rebounds and assists, but he was still like knocking it into players. Yeah. And it was like one of his better statistical seasons.
I think though, when you get an injury like that though, even more than what it does on your body physically, it's a mental thing. Because you still have one good one left.
Yeah.
And you know that it can go at any moment. That Achilles snapped with him doing nothing really. He just pushed off to go. Nobody stepped on him. Like, I remember that play because it was against the Warriors, and I think it was against Harrison Barnes, and they called a foul immediately after he fell, and I was like, dude, he didn't touch him. They replayed it. It was clear that nobody touched him, and then everybody was like, I think Kobe's hurt. All this stuff. He like does his free throws, he leaves, and then after, like right after they evaluated everything, they were like, yeah, Achilles rupture, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, that dude, it was devastating. I was at that game actually.
I'm not even a fan of the guy, and I felt horrible for him.
I was at that game actually with a buddy.
So you saw it happen live?
Yeah, it was live, and it was...
That dude was a champ.
Oh man.
He got up and he shot free throws and he walked off by himself.
Yeah.
With a ruptured, like a full-on.
It's that part when you play basketball where the mentality and what's the word I'm looking for?
Like the adrenaline?
The adrenaline rush just is going to overcome anything.
Yeah. That's something that like most players don't have today.
Yeah. Like
I think that's what the game is missing.
I don't see that in a lot of, maybe I'll see that in like Westbrook, but
Westbrook's an angry version of that. His is more emotion versus adrenaline.
But like playing with,
so it could be reckless.
Yeah, I mean playing with heart. I don't see a lot of players
Not that
actually
much
out
heart.
there.
No. Kyrie.
Yeah.
Kyrie's got it. LeBron has it sometimes.
So it's that it factor, I guess, that we're talking about.
It's more popular to complain than to play.
Right.
That sucks.
Mama face.
It's like my favorite thing, dude.
I know.
This is hard for me to say because there's so many of them, but do you consider one shoe the most iconic basketball shoe of all time?
Yeah, that's hard to determine, but personally for me, it's the Jordan 11 Concord, because that's pretty much what started everything for me. As far as collecting, that was the first shoe that I purchased with my own money, having to actually go out and call around and look for that shoe. That in itself, plus on top of that, Jordan wearing that shoe, he wasn't supposed to be wearing that shoe. It came out, it was shown. It's just become the iconic sneaker that it's become. I mean, given that it is one of those shoes that every 11 thereafter has come out like Christmas time, so it's going to be the most popular one, but a lot of people will determine there's a reason why that shoe is so popular. But for me personally, I have a story attached to that shoe, a personal story attached to that shoe. So that's why that one for me is going to be the most iconic.
I actually might pick that to be the same thing now that I think about it, because I like when I hear that, like all kinds of shoes from the Jordan 1 to the 3 to the 6, they run through my head, but then also shoes like the Reebok Question and stuff like that. But then when you think about that shoe, the Reebok Question, that shoe paid homage to the Jordan 11 design-wise and stuff like that. So it's like there would not be that shoe like the way that it was or the way that it is if there were no 11. And then there's lots of shoes now that like patent leather's on, like we got the 16 right here that paid tribute to the Jordan 11 at some point. Not this version, but there's the ones with the patent leather toe caps and stuff like that. I mean, that shoe really did change the game. That was actually at the time also the most technologically advanced sneaker on the floor.
Right.
If you think about this, you had Sean Kemp wearing the Reebok Kamikaze, I think it was the 2. So the second iteration, dense as hell, polyurethane midsole, like synthetic uppers, all that stuff. You had a shoe comprised of mesh, which is all the craze now. In 2018, back in 95, right? You had carbon fiber spring plates, which are still being placed in shoes like the Vaporfly 4% for moderning performance and boosting your step or your stride. You had air cushions still being used today. You had Phylon used for the first time, because that wasn't featured on the Jordan 10, I don't think. Or was it? Was the Jordan 10 was on the...
Phylon, yeah, on the Jordan 10, yes.
Phylon's on the Jordan 10, but the fluffy Phylon is on the Jordan 11, the one that creases the way that you don't like.
Well, that goes with like extensive wear. So like this is the Jordan 11, right? So,
but still, you would never see those creases on a Jordan 10.
Right.
Ever, no matter how hard you played in that shoe. That shoe is like real tank-like. The clear sole, which is now a staple, although like they had it before, but not like that.
Yeah. I mean,
and
you can even go back to your Jordan 3, the clear sole. Like that's pretty much...
Well, now they use that even as like a storytelling feature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they use that specifically to either showcase tech or tell a specific story, like where he lifted off. This shoe design-wise, language-wise, is one of the first shoes to mimic the foot shape and the anatomical structure and flex points and all that stuff. Tinker was so far ahead of the game.
Ahead of his time.
We're in 2018 right now. This is a 1995 silhouette. He designed it about a year or two before that. And they still haven't caught up yet. Wow. The dude's like a alien. Like he's not even from this planet.
Yeah. It sucks that like, I mean, he's in a different space now, I would assume.
I think he's tired.
Yeah. And he's taking his break. They'll bring him back for like timeless pieces like they did with the Jordan 20, the 23, because that's iconic to Jordan's number. Stuff like that.
I bet you his sketchbook of stuff that hasn't released is full of gems.
I wish